outside of the current implementation of Fedi, it is an extensible solution, right? You can build basically layers on top of this. Do you see really high value use cases, maybe as it relates to the integration with Nostr, as it relates to, where eCash can be used for these private, instant, truly lightning fast settlements that nobody from the outside can see and that are completely bare in their nature? Like that is just money changing hands and nobody else is, any the wiser. How do you see that, I guess, expanding out or kind of changing the dynamic in these other realms, like Nostr, for instance?
So I think eCash and Lightning as a combination is super powerful. It's one of the most effortless ways to move value around. And in practice, it's not as complicated as it sounds, because you have your wallet, it's got a balance in it as far as the UX is concerned. It feels like Wallet of Satoshi in that sense. And now under the hood, it's a bunch of eCash tokens, but you just view it as a balance. And you have all these extra capabilities that a normal custodial balance does not have, like you mentioned, offline transfer. There's trust trade-offs when you do that, but it's an option for spotty internet areas and other frictions. And so I think that's like a pretty revolutionary building block, all these things coming together. And in a digital age, it's just the nicest way to send around money. Like literally, like on this call, we could literally bounce sats back and forth, which we can't do with our dollar payment systems. We can't do it with anything else. We can only do it with this type of open source, super fast, super easy technology. I think Nostr and Bitcoin kind of benefit each other, because I mentioned this in my Nostr article. Nostr is a really good payment discovery tool for wallets. It gives Bitcoin wallets Venmo-like capability, where like I could just look you up and pay you, rather than being like, hey, like what's your address, or like how can I, it's a big public payment directory with its kind of own built-in like fraud detection, because you can look at followers, you can look at the whole web of trust. And so it's like this organically building payment directory that makes all wallets better. I think that's super powerful. So even if Nostr takes a long time to take off as like a serious rival to big centralized social media, the fact that it's there as this like alt media with its own payment directory, it's already super relevant. It's already making my wallets better, and it's already like a fun place to post and really positive environment. I think what we're seeing recently is that eCash can also make Nostr better. I mean, basically, we already know that payments make social media better, because it's less about engagement, it's less about views, and it's actually more about value being transferred. So whether it's Lightning or whether it's eCash exchanging hands, it's just super valuable. And then we're seeing that people are finding ways where you can just like put eCash on someone's like public key, and then they can claim it with their private key. I just think that this is a really useful parallel ecosystem. Nostr is not as like bulletproof as Bitcoin, where it's like, fully consensus state, but there's this, set of relays out there and all these clients connecting to relays. And so we have this kind of data availability matrix out there that makes Bitcoin better, and then is better because Bitcoin exists. So I think that's a super symbiotic, healthy, intertwining ecosystems that go really well together. And I would encourage people that are into Bitcoin that aren't on Nostr. Like I get, it's not as active as Twitter, for example. I can see why some of them wouldn't want to post every day, but having an account there, understanding how it works, understanding the technology, and then maybe using wallets that either make use of it or can make use of it, is it's just super powerful. So I would encourage people to really try out Nostr.